Hi, I want to talk a little bit about target date funds today. I bet you're familiar with them if you've been in a 401k plan or 403b that has what I like to refer to as a do it for me option. It's one of those complete package portfolios with a diverse mix of different investments. I happen to have here a nice little handy chart that shows all types of different investments and how they've performed from 2001 through 2020. Handy that I have this here, and it shows different types of investments and how they sometimes perform well and sometimes not as well. These are not specific investments, these are different types of investments. Like you have commodities, you have large cap or large company funds, small company funds. If you've seen one of these charts, actually I suggest looking them up if you haven't online. You'll find them referenced as style box charts. These are the different types of investment categories broken out, and they talk about mid-cap blend, large cap value, and these correlate to these colors down here. So over time you can see that anybody sort of trying to pick and choose and get the right investment or predict what's going to do well next year is going to have some trouble. Nobody really is able to predict, at least not consistently. So the thing to do is to have a diverse mix of all these investments. I've heard people refer to it as shock absorbers for your portfolio. Take some of the ups and downs out and smooth the ride a little bit. There's a similar box up here for what's called fixed income or bonds, bond portion of your portfolio. Putting them all together in a meaningful way can be difficult. And for people that want help, there are what are called target date funds. Target date funds really took off after 2006, when the Pension Protection Act was passed. After that, there's a little bit of a side note, I'll cover Pension Protection Act and some of the other legislation that's impacted retirement plans in a future conversation. But just know that the use of those really took off after 2006. So now it's time for the next step in the evolution. The difficulty with target date funds is that this mix of different investments typically all come from one source. There will be one company deciding on using all of their managers. So you might have a large cap and a small cap and an international value and a bond fund, and they all come from one house, one company. Well, we have this great thing called the internet, and we have computers and great technology. We don't have to do that. We don't have to be captive anymore. We can go out to the whole universe. Mutual funds, what are called exchange traded funds, collective investments, and we can pick and choose the different investments from a whole different realm, a whole different spectrum of different managers. We can, what I call, cherry pick the best of them. And then, better yet, over time, we can continue to evaluate each and every one and try to make sure that we have the best in all of the different asset classes. Each one of these is filled and mixed into the portfolio and managed over time in the best interest of the participants. Not the company doing the managing, but the company and the people doing the investing in it. That's called a custom target date portfolio. Nearly identical in all other aspects to a target date fund, but it's much more transparent. You know what you're investing in. The company, and that's where we come in when we sit around the boardroom table and discuss the investments. We can also apply a formula. We can also give guidance and manage those different target date portfolios. Or if not us, there are plenty of other companies out there that do that. But bringing somebody in that does it at a custom level instead of sort of hidden in a proprietary way, it makes all the sense in the world. So that is today's discussion on custom target date portfolios. Any other questions? Do some research. Jump online. You can research some of these terms that I throw out, like target date fund, target date portfolio, custom versus proprietary, and by all means, those style boxes. By the way, if you are the do-it-yourself type of investor, this isn't designed for you. Go ahead, jump out there, go online, do your own research, build your own portfolio. This is really a conversation designed for the folks who want a do-it-for-me option. Hope this helped.